The first time Ethan heard those words, he thought they were a joke. "Just act like you're mine for tonight," Claire said quietly, her voice barely louder than the soft jazz floating through the rooftop restaurant. He blinked, unsure whether to laugh or apologize for misunderstanding. Surely he hadn't heard a billionaire CEO ask him, a single dad, part-time mechanic, full-time chaos wrangler, to pretend to be her date. But she had. And she was serious. It all began a week earlier, when Ethan had been elbow-deep in engine grease, chasing down a stubborn rattle on a client's SUV. Running his own tiny neighborhood garage meant long days, late nights, and every dollar counted. Still, he loved it. It gave him flexibility to pick up his 8-year-old daughter Lily from school, cook burnt grilled cheese, and listen to her tell him every detail of her day. She was the brightest part of his messy world. That afternoon, the sleek black sedan that pulled into the lot looked like it had rolled straight out of a commercial. He assumed it was a wrong turn. People with cars like that didn't come to places like his. But the driver's door opened, and a woman stepped out, tall, confident, the kind of presence that bent the air around her. Her expression, however, wasn't polished power. It was exhaustion. She smoothed her blazer and walked toward him. "Hi, my car is making this clicking noise. The dealership said next week." "I don't have next week." He wiped his hands on a rag. "You're in luck. Clicking noises are my specialty." That earned a small smile. He didn't know then who she was, not until later when Lily's teacher gasped at pickup and whispered, "Do you know Claire Marlowe, CEO of Marlowe Tech? She's on the news." Claire didn't act like someone on the news. She sat on the folding chair in Ethan's garage like any other customer, sipping burnt coffee from a chipped mug, asking about Lily's science project while she waited. When he found the loose rotor bolt and tightened it, she seemed genuinely relieved, like he'd fixed something far bigger than a car. "How much do I owe you?" she asked. He quoted the price, modest as always. She frowned. "You could charge triple." He shrugged. "I don't." Claire studied him like he was a puzzle nobody had solved. Before she left, she paused at her car door. "Thank you, Ethan." Most customers said thanks, but hers sounded personal. They might never have seen each other again, except 2 days later. Claire walked back into his garage. No car problem, no appointment. Just her holding a hesitant smile. "I need a favor." He laughed. "If your car's clicking again, I promise I tightened everything." "It's not the car." She looked nervous, which felt strange coming from someone who probably negotiated billion-dollar deals before breakfast. "There's a gala Friday night," she continued. "Investors, press, everything matters, and my board invited my ex." Ethan raised a brow. "That sounds fun. He'll use any weakness to undermine me." "He already has." Her jaw tightened. "He'll say I can't lead because I'm alone, that I'm too difficult to be with. I don't care what he thinks, but I can't let him sway votes." "And you want a date," she said simply. "Someone real, someone grounded, someone who won't talk business or try to use me. Just act like you're mine for tonight." The garage hummed, but Ethan felt the world go still. "You want me to pretend to be your boyfriend?" he asked slowly. She nodded, almost apologetic. "I'll pay you." "Of course." That stung a little. He rubbed the back of his neck. "Look, Claire, I don't fake things well, and my life's messy. I've got a daughter, a tiny house, a dog that hates mailmen. I'm not shiny." "That's exactly why," she said softly. "You're real." He should have said no, but then he thought of the quiet sadness in her eyes, the way she asked, not commanded, the way she seemed tired of being strong. "Okay," he said finally, "but I'm not taking money." Her shock was visible. "Why not?" she whispered. "Because you're asking me to show up, not to sell myself." For a moment, the unflappable CEO looked like she might cry. Friday came faster than Ethan expected. His best suit was 3 years old and one size off, but it was clean. Lily, approved by law as fashion inspector, gave a solemn nod. "You look like a prince, Dad." That was all the confidence he needed. The gala was another world. Crystal chandeliers. Floors so shiny they reflected your heartbeat. People who smelled like expensive decisions. And Claire, she wore a sleek black dress, simple but impossible to ignore. Not flashy, just stunning. Her smile when she saw him wasn't the CEO smile from magazines. It was softer, grateful, real. "You came," she said, relief flooding her voice. "Of course," he replied. "We made a deal." He offered his arm. She took it. For the first hour, he stayed quiet, letting her lead through conversations filled with corporate lingo. He barely understood. She didn't hide him. She didn't shrink him. She introduced him proudly. "This is Ethan." Just that. No titles, no qualifiers. Then the ex arrived. Tall, polished, confidence bordering on arrogance. He smiled like he owned the room, and looked at Ethan like he didn't belong in it. "So," the ex drawled, "you're Claire's latest?" Ethan smiled calmly. "I'm the guy who cares about her. That's all you need to know. Claire